Guys, this is casualnerdhammer.net. We have round 2 of the Sylvania GT that we played here back in October. Round 2, after my devastating loss in round 1, got me playing Dwarfs at one of the bottom tables. So here we go. Let's get some redemption, maybe. So, learning my lesson, I saved the Plague Bearers for last and plopped them dead center of the table. I got my Pink Hearts here on my left flank. Soul Grinder and my Great and Clean One tucked in behind. I brought my Furies in way back here. I'm not sure it's another Dwarf army. I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do with them, but I know I don't want them getting shot first round, so I pull them back as far as I can. Skull Cannon, I park it sideways because I don't want a cannonball ripping it up, and I park my Beast over on the right side with Epidemius tucked in behind there to protect him from cannon fire, and is there cannon fire. So my opponent didn't take the traditional route of castling. He kind of made a straight battle line across the board. On his left side here, these are either Thunderers or Quarrelers. I'm not 100% sure. Cannon and Organ Gun. This is a block, I think, of just Great Weapon Warriors. He has a character in there. I think it's a special character. He's Stubborn, Leadership 10, I believe. Another Organ Gun, another Cannon. Big block of, I think these are Thunderers. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Another Cannon and a big block of small block of Thunderers on that side. So right away I'm thinking that I need to rush up as quickly as possible. I need to get in to combat and just start chopping these Dwarfs down. I know the Thunderers aren't going to be able to stand against them, against most of my army, but ultimately with a special character and a big brick like that in the middle, that's where my points are going to be if I need to win this. And I wasn't feeling really confident with it. The only thing I liked was the deployment and how spread out he was. I think he didn't even give himself 12 inches here from his general, so he's going to need to shift down if I go for that flank. So turn 1, he gets first turn, of course, and takes out the Soul Grinder, and Mr. Great and Clean One is just sitting there naked, like, oh, what do I do now? Yeah, turn 1 Demons, I just push up as fast as I possibly can. I had a choice to make. I could put my Great and Clean One behind that building and hide him for a while, or I'm just going to push him up and take my chances. I don't know. I really don't know what to do at this point. Those cannons, there's so many of them. I'm going to lose models. I just need to get up there as fast as possible. And I'm feeling super aggressive, and I just don't want to tuck him away. I know it's going to take me another turn to get into charge range. I'm just going to have to grin and bear it. And then my friend Reign of Chaos comes down and does some work. Takes off one of the skull cannons, or one of the cannons. The skull cannon takes off another cannon and leaves them with just one cannon on the right side. So that is absolutely huge. That is such a big swing in the game. And you see, I threw out the Plague Vortex. It didn't go that far, but it does sit out there, and it's going to prevent him from, if he wanted to charge, he's going to prevent him from charging. But who knows, maybe that Plague Vortex to get into his unit next turn on a scatter. And that's how it's looking. Turn 2 Dwarfs, and he goes and does me another favor and blows up his other cannon. So now he's down all his cannons. Now, the organ guns are pretty badass, but I'm really not afraid of them. I only have to endure 1 round of shooting with them until I'm into his lines, and that is absolutely huge and monumental swing in this game. Through shooting, he takes off a bunch of Plague Bearers. The organ guns really ripped him up. I think 1, 2, definitely took off about 12 maybe. So that's how everything's looking. Turn 2 Demons, time to make some charges. The Furies get to go into the right organ gun. This charge kind of disappointed me. I think it was kind of far, maybe an 8 on Swift Stride, but I was going to take them into the hammers, so they got to stand and shoot and do 2 wounds to them. That was unfortunate. I really wanted that one to go through so that I can just separate these guys off, not worry about them, and then sweep to the left side here. I bring Papa Nurgle up and give me some options with charges, either charge these guys or charge a organ gun. I think what I want to do is get the Great and Clean One into the organ gun, get it to overrun into the flank of these guys. Hopefully my Plague Bearers can make charge this time. In my magic phase, I got a free pink horror unit, which I thought I picked pink horrors because I didn't have enough of the other guys, and I just didn't want to be like, oh, pretend these are like 8 guys. So whatever, I bring pink horrors in and roll up another spell. That's good enough for me. And especially with a 12 magic phase, at least, you know, might give me something else to shoot with. And this is Dwarf's turn. Not much going on. He just reshuffles his lines a little bit and faces the organ gun at the Great Unclean One's going to take some shots there. I wasn't able to take out the cannon on his turn, or on my turn, so yeah, we're stuck in combat there. He doesn't bother countercharging, he just pulls back. Turn 3 Demons. He still, I still don't have anything in the tally. Now I make some charges. Now I'm bringing everything in and crushing, and gonna try to crush everything. Over here, I did take the Great Unclean One into the organ gun and overrun into the flank there. If you're new to Warhammer, that's a very, very good tactic to use. Charge him in, fight that combat first, get the overrun, and now he can fight again. So you get a 2-for-1 deal on a guy who's 580 points and can really, you know, whoop some butt. Over here, after combat, I reform the Beast of Nurgle, get him nice and wide so that I get as many attacks as possible. I love 6 Beasts of Nurgle in a line. It's so many attacks. It's 6d6 plus 6. It's just, it's asinine. I threw a Curse of the Leper here on the Plague Bearers, +1 toughness, so they're strength 5 at this point, or toughness 5 at this point. They are great weapons, so you know, at least I'm getting extra pip of save there. The Furies end up leaving one guy behind before they pop, and I bring the Soul Grinder in to help combat res. And you can see I went to work on the Great Weapon Warriors. They are steadfast with the rerolls for like Leadership 10, so they're going to be around for a while. But now I'm going to get the tally up. Now I'm going to get the grind going, and with the Great Unclean One in there, I just feel real confident that I will be able to grind that unit down. So yeah, you can see I went from 0 to 14, 19 wounds. So Nurgle did 19 wounds in that turn, and that's why the tally is awesome. So after combat on this round, this is his turn. Not much to say. There's no magic, whatever. The scenario for this event was actually there was a counter for every single turn, and if you misfire, you refer to that counter, to the counters, and that's how many miscasts you take. So I was very particular with the spells that I was casting, and I was casting on very, very low, 2 dice this. If it doesn't go off, that's fine. Because I don't want to miscast at this point of the game, because I feel like I have the game in hand, and I'm just throwing very low dice spells. And that's a really great thing about the Lorne Nurgle, is there's a lot of little tiny buff spells that you might not think are a big deal, but all of a sudden I'm poisoning on 5s, and I'm toughness 8 on Plague Bearers, and there's just these little things that kind of add up at the end of the day. Yeah, it's not a Purple Sun by any stretch of the imagination, but it does affect the Epidemius tally, and I think it's just the right choice for Nurgle Wall with Epidemius. As you see, the tally is going to be full now. They're just going to work. I reformed the beasts. Like I said, I'm just ignoring those other Thunderers, and I'm going to try to crash these guys in. And I'm setting it up again where I can go into the organ gun. I'm going to clean it up and overrun and get them into this combat. On this side, yeah, sorry for the blurry picture. I did take the pink cards into the rear of his Thunderers, and they're not faring too well. So turn 4, I think this is Dwarfs. No, turn 4, this is, I guess, Demons. Yeah, I do exactly what I say. I go into the organ gun, I overrun into what only has his special character left. As you can see, I'm getting up some spells here. I do have Poison, I do have Miasma Pestilence, so I'm reducing his weapon skill by 3. And I even throw Treason of Zeech on it, which didn't really help me at all. But yeah, so at that, he does decide to concede. I had some time, so I walked around, and lo and behold, I find a nerdhammer.net Civil War going on. This is Phil's Empire versus Alan's White Lions, and Alan has enough. I think he was playing Magic here. I think this is Magic the Gathering being played. I think they got bored with Warhammer, maybe. But yeah, so there's a picture of those guys going at it with their t-shirts on. Yeah. So at the end of that one, it was a 26-point win out of 29. I think some of the bonus points were like if I killed his mage, which Dwarfs, so I don't have mage. So yeah, it was a big win, fast win. It's exactly the type of win I needed to bounce back from round 1. So get a little pep in my step and get moving forward, and hopefully have a great round 3 and pull it in at the end of the day. So thanks guys for watching. Come back for round 3.